Okay, we're live.
Hi guys.
Hey.
Welcome to Happiness Hangover.
Oh my gosh.
Woo!
Okay, so for this episode, let's talk about good friends, good times, and even better boundaries.
Ooh, I like that name. It's pretty good.
Oh my gosh. Yes, Genesis, do you want to kick us off about friendships?
Yeah, totally. So I feel like we definitely touched a little bit on our episode 0.
Yeah.
About like friends and stuff when we were talking about, what was it, episode 0 or episode 1?
Maybe episode 1. I don't know, but
one of the episodes.
You guys will know if you listened.
Yeah, you guys better know. But yeah, we're talked a little bit about friends, but this one we're going to dive deeper into it and really talk about, just the dynamics of friends, the boundaries, and just keeping up that good relationship with them. I feel like, kind of at my big age, I've learned a few things, Asfarah. Maybe you too.
Yes, the ripe age of 25.
Just a few things.
Just a few things. Just a few boundaries.
No, for real. And then I think also for me too, still learning a lot. I feel like every day with my friends, I learn how to be a better friend and like how can I improve. But, I'm working to be a better friend, right? I'm working to be that quality friend for my friends because I want to benefit them. Because I think that, friends in your life are there to benefit you. It doesn't have to be superficial ways. It doesn't have to be any specific way.
Maybe like more emotionally.
Yeah.
And like in a supportive way.
Exactly. It's something that if they're supporting you emotionally, then they have benefited your life more than you even realize it, right? So we want to focus on being that quality person for them and also having quality people in your life. I'd rather have 3 quality friends than 300 friends.
Yeah, literally. And I always joke and say like I have 5 friends, but like I do like literally only have like a few friends.
Yeah.
But it's like all my friends, I know they're going to be there for me when I need them.
No, definitely. They're just good people to have in your life. And I feel like, maybe when I was younger, like in middle school or high school, I was like, I want to have 25 friends, right? I right now don't have 25 friends, right? But the people that I have in my life are people that are like good. Like I want those people. I know who they are. I'm still learning who they are, but then what they've shown me,
Yeah.
they're good. They have such good qualities that I want to have within my life and even see things that they have reflected into their life and take it into mine, right?
Yeah. And I think like, with your friends, like, they might be like have totally different interests than you and stuff, but like I feel like your friends put you onto certain things and like and that's what I love is like all my friends, like we have some similarities, but they're so different from me but it's like I like it because like they'll put me onto cool music or cool trends or like they'll take me to things that I've like never like or places that I've never been before and like I don't know, I just think it's fun.
I think too with friends, like you said, you learn from them. You kind of start to like mimic them as well and pick up the habits. If they have the good habits and you take that to your life, then it's even better.
Yeah. I always say, like, you are who you, like, surround yourself with.
Yes.
So it's, like, surround yourself with good friends versus, like, a bunch of trashy friends.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's some people, who really just have one friend. But if that one friend
is like a ride or die.
Yeah, if they're, like, great person, you know them in and out, then why would you give them up for 10 people who will, like, leave you on the side of the road?
Literally, or, like, just mediocre.
And,
so...
I mean, I don't know if you've seen it, but I've seen like so many like videos or TikToks where people have like, this girl who I was best friends with set me up to get like jumped or this and that. Like they stole from me. You know how people say
just like, that was never your friend.
For real, they were never your friend. There had to be signs where like they just were not quality
Look for
people.
the red flags.
And I feel like a big thing too, right? Everybody knows, don't go to Miami with your friends, right?
Oh my god.
But why is that? Why do they say that? It's because you're not going to Miami with quality people. You're going with a group of people who say they can afford things, but it's like if you have that person that can rely on you and you can rely on them, then why is there a problem in Miami? Miami's just another city.
Yeah, like I feel like these were just hidden issues that were waiting to come out, and it just sucks that in Miami it came out because I think like I feel like it could have been any trip that you go
Yeah.
on where it's like super expensive or just like a different dynamic where people show their true colors.
Yeah, because for Miami, it is more expensive because you have all the restaurants, you know, you got the clubs. Some people want to go out. Some people would just want to go to the beach, right? But if you're going with the people who want to party and you're just like, oh, I just want to relax and eat some good food, you're gonna butt heads. But if you have the people that like, okay, hey, we can compromise. Let's do what you want to do one day. Let's do what I want to do.
I feel like when you go on a trip with somebody, like you really need to talk about like the logistics and like what you guys are doing and expectations. Because I'm someone that like, not to be like, oh, I'm bougie, but I'm like, I can't I can't be like, if someone's like, oh, like who cares about the hotel, we're just sleeping there at night, like no, I need to stay at a decent hotel because I'm not trying to bring home the bed bugs.
No,
like
for real.
I can't be around that, you know, like I'm not staying at a Motel 6, like maybe, and that's fine if you want to do it and you can, you know, kudos to you, but like I'm just not gonna be a part of that. Like,
yeah, and I think that, you know, sometimes there are trips that, hey, you may need to stay at a Motel 6.
I mean, if it comes
but if
down
it's
to
the
it,
right, you gotta pick the trip, you know, you gotta pick the people with who you're staying with, all that kind of stuff. But I mean, that goes on with communication as well, you know, but with better communication, you kind of like learn who is that quality friend. But what?
No, I was gonna say, have you ever, like, I feel like now it's like that I'm older, I realize like the quality friend stuff, but like before, I mean, I used to kind of do this when I was younger, but it's like I would want to be friends with everybody, but and like I know now, like some people are like, oh, let's all be friends, but I've came to the realization like not everyone's meant to be your friend.
And I think too,
but you can be friendly with people.
Yes, and it's such a big thing as well. It's like, even if it's just like the vibes are off, which I hate when people say that, but like low-key, if you're just not like getting well with somebody, like getting on well with them, but they're not a bad person, like there's no shame in that. Don't force yourself to like be with that person just because everybody wants to be. That just is more of the quantity. But like if you don't have that same like morals, or if you don't align with them, then why put your energy into that friendship and in that person as well? Just like Asfarah said, that you don't have to be like mean, you can still be nice to them, but you don't have to like put your energy and especially your time into that person and into that friendship.
Literally. I mean, I guess that like kind of goes into like, you know, even though you're friends with people, I think you kind of grow, and sometimes, you know, you don't grow together, and that's fine. So like I feel like every friendship, like the dynamics change even as you get older. So like,
and I think that is like the biggest pill to swallow in any friendship, especially one that you're like, this is my person, like I love them. But once it starts changing, like I feel like it's just like human nature not to want change, and then specifically that kind of change.
And I feel like, you know, you do grow with like your friends and stuff, but especially now that like I'm 25, I've realized like all my friends, like we're all at different points in our life. Like some of my friends are like moving to other states. They're like, you know, trying to like switch into a different job role. Like me, I'm currently getting my master's. Like my other friends are like, you know, planning on getting like engaged or married with their like significant other. Wild. So I know, I'm just like, I can't imagine that for myself, but
I love my married friends, but at the same time, like I cannot picture me having a ring on my finger anytime soon.
Same.
But yeah, that's so true. Like the more that people,
I think the older you get, like the more that you're in different stages of your life. And so maybe it's like, I don't think you have to be like, you know, I don't think everything has to align with your friends. Like just because your friends are like all moving out, like I don't think you need to move out if that's not the right timing for you.
And I think too, it's just like once you accepted that, like how are you going to move forward from there, right?
Yeah. And it's like, obviously like dynamics change, but it's also like it's not always a bad thing, you know. And I think despite like, you know, if your friends are dating somebody or they're getting engaged, like if you're really like good friends, you will work it out and they will still be in your life and you'll make time for each other. And I don't know, like
definitely, because I feel like, you know, when your friends get in a relationship, it's like, okay, I want to hang out with you, but it's like they're not just you anymore, it's you and one other person. And it kind of does take a minute to like accept that. It's like, okay, I can't just have you to myself. Like this other person, and like, of course you can just hang out one-on-one sometimes, but it's like that person's going to be a constant in their life for the rest of their like till existence.
Yeah.
But it's like, then it's like, if I want to stay in that person's life, then I'm going to have to, you know, learn and grow and change. And change can be so good too. Sometimes you're just so resistant to it, but that change can also create more of that quality friend in your life, right? So if you have a person, your best friend, they have a partner, and once you get to know them, you're like, wow, I do see why they're good together. I see why this person is with them, because they are such a good person. I'm like so blessed to have them in my life now. But before, you may not have even realized that.
No, and I think like, you know, obviously, even if they're not, it's not like they're getting into a relationship. Like people are just at different points in your life. And I think like there's certain people that are only meant to be in your life at certain time points, because you're supposed to learn and grow, and sometimes you kind of outgrow each other for the time being. But I feel like if someone's truly meant to be in your life, they will come back to you. Like the universe will like make it align. You'll interact. Like one of my friends, we were really close in college, and then she transferred schools, went away, didn't really talk to her. But then when she came back to Georgia, like I think we ran into each other somewhere, and we started being friends again. And now we like talk all the time. So it's just like, I felt like those few years where we weren't really interacting, she was in another state. And I feel like, yes, I could have made more enough effort to like, you know, stay in touch with her. Even though I didn't, I felt like maybe we were both just off doing our own things, growing. And now that we grew, we came back, and like, you know, she's back in my life. So I think that definitely happens too.
I definitely, like, that's happened before too. And I feel like when they came back the second time, I appreciate them more.
Exactly.
And they're just like, not that they're a new person, but they did their growth as I did as well. And now it's like so much more compatible.
No,
because
exactly.
it's just like, oh, you know, during those years, now we have like, not saying that something's gonna happen again where you don't see them, but you like appreciate that time more with them. You just kind of, I don't know, it's just a different dynamic.
Yeah, and like when you say that, like I think about it, and like my friend that I'm thinking of, like when we were friends at like back in college, like we were close and we would talk all the time and we'd hang out, but it's like in my head I never considered to be like a best friend. But then now it's like I was just like, wow, she kind of is my best friend. Like I've known her for a while. She's like in my life, like we talk all the time, and like, you know,
I feel like too, especially when there's like no bad blood or anything, when you come back, it's just, it can only get better. Like how can you go away and then you come back and it's like, like I don't really but I don't know, it's just so like you said, they're there during specific times for specific reasons.
And I do think like sometimes there are some friendships that you outgrow of, and I feel like those friendships that you outgrow, it's because like, you know, they were only meant to be in your life like for that time, and it's just like you need to move on to bigger and better things. And there's been friendships where I've cut them off because like the relationships got kind of unhealthy because we didn't have boundaries. But you know, after I cut them off, like I was doing so much better. Like I was so much happier. And so sometimes you do need to just cut off the friend and like move on.
No, okay, let me say this real quick too, because this is not about cutting out people.
But yeah, no, it's not.
But when I did cut out a friend too, I just was definitely so sad for a while because I felt like I had lost that quality friend. But it's like, I didn't lose a quality friend, because if I did, they wouldn't have
left.
Done me dirty.
Like,
but it was more of like, you know what? I'm so glad that I was able to like go past that time when I was sad, and I've done so well like with my other friends and just in general without this person who really wasn't like benefiting me in any kind of like, not emotionally, definitely not physically. I'm not expecting my friends to pay for me. But like, you haven't emotionally benefited me in any way. You just like caused me more emotional distress.
Girl, she's the reason you need to go to therapy.
Hey, this is my therapy. But it's just, you know, once those non-quality people are gone, and they're not bad people, they just didn't add to your life. But once they're not there, it does make you appreciate the people who are quality even more. Because I looked at my other friends, I was like, wow, this person would never do me like how this other person did. It's like, you know what, I'm so glad I don't have that energy that I'm not putting towards this person. I can focus on the people who really do care about me.
And then I've also kind of realized as I got older, only like certain friends are meant for certain things. Like, and it's not like necessarily a a bad thing, because it's like I have friends that don't work in corporate America, and it's like maybe I like can't talk to them about it because they just don't understand the dynamics. And then there's like friends where I can talk to them about things like work or whatever.
Yeah,
and
it's
like,
the different stages of life.
Yeah, and like even with like with school and stuff, like some of my friends, like I'll just be like, oh, I have to do this for school, and like some people, they'll understand like, okay, like the time it takes for school, so I can't do certain things with them, but others, they're just like, well, can't you just do it later?
Yeah.
And they don't understand. So it just really depends. And I've realized like some of my friends, okay, like these are my friends that I'm gonna go out to concerts with and we're gonna have fun, and that's what we do. And then my other friends are like, okay, like I can hang out with them and we can do something where it's like more laid back and I don't have to put in that much effort, and it's like more chill. Or like I have my school bestie where we like meet up together to do stuff for school. So it just like, I think there's different like activities or things that you do with different
because
people.
You're not just a person who does one thing. You have so many like layers of your life, so you do have different people to like fit in with that part of your like the different parts of your life. But I do definitely think that like it is very true. You can't have, I mean, you can have one person who can fit every single box.
And good for you, because I don't have
that. Is insane. But that is just your twin. Like, you are a carbon copy of that person. It fits perfectly. But, like, it's okay to have people fit in different parts of your life.
Like, and I think, like, not everyone's, you know, you don't have similar interests with everyone. So it's like, I know some of my friends, it's like, okay, I'm going to go to EDM concerts with them. Or, like, this is my friend that I go to Lana Del Rey, because not a lot of people listen to Lana Del Rey. But, like, it's like, I'll go.
Does Lana still do concerts?
She, like, dropped a song, but I don't know. Homegirl has something coming. All I have to say is, this is, like, a little sidetrack, but she released a song and she put up a billboard, and it was in her ex's city, and that's the only marketing she did. So
okay, Miley Cyrus.
Okay, go off, queen. But yeah, so
funny.
Lana's a petty queen, and I love it. And like with her being a petty queen, sometimes I've done petty things with friendships. We'll just do a quick story time, because I think this is funny. I don't think I've told you, so I'm curious to hear your input. So, back when I used to work in retail, I worked for this clothing store. They're kind of popular now. They were really popular in the 2000s. If you know, you know.
Yeah, I know.
You know. But we all, like same thing, like I would say, like the quality over quantity. I think when I worked there, I was just trying to be friends with everybody. And yeah, work was fun, but I realized, like, I don't need to be friends with my coworkers. But at the time when we were there, we were all friends, or so I thought. Like, most of us were friends. And I had a group of friends from that job, and they had, like, I felt like there was some shady stuff going on, and I definitely could have handled it more mature now that I look back. But me being the petty person that I am, I had a birthday picture with them. It's archived now, so don't even try looking for it. But I had a birthday picture, like a group picture of them. And this is after I stopped being friends with them. I go back on the Instagram picture, like, 8 months down the line, and just comment being like, half the people in this picture are snakes. And I didn't realize
oh my god, and it notifies people tagged.
It notified everyone that commented. It notified the people that were tagged. And like, someone responded back being like, I just randomly got a notification for this, I'm screaming. And literally I was like, I don't care. So that was like petty me, obviously.
Okay, you want to hear something petty I would used to do?
Yeah.
So when I stopped being friends with someone in high school, because of like, they were not quality people, it was just like a lot of them, I would go on their Instagram, I would go on like every single one of their pictures, and then I would look at the highest liked picture, and I would report the pictures, and then I would go and report their profile, and I would say bullying, so they would have so many notifications of like being reported. But yeah, that's the pettiness I would do.
Genesis, that's so me. I thought I was bad, but that's like really evil. But I'm here for it.
I'm like, well, I'm not toxic like that anymore.
Okay, that's fine. We grew from it, because now it's like I would never do it. I would just delete the picture in silence and not say anything.
I would just unfollow. I would probably block them. Like, I've blocked people, definitely.
But this is what I mean, like, quality over quantity. Like, I don't need that many friends.
And you know what? I was not always the most quality friend ever.
No, okay, when I reflect back on the friendship, there was this one girl, she was part of the half where I was like, oh, half these people are snakes. Mm-hmm. I stopped being friends with her, and I realized she was kind of just, like, an innocent bystander. She really didn't. So, like, maybe I will reach out to her and apologize just to, like, you know, put my good energy out into the world. But the other ones, I'm just like, it was what it was.
Yeah, and I think definitely with that, like, being, like, realizing you're not the best of friend, you do kind of grow from that. And, like, you should, I don't know about can, but you should only go up, right? Yeah. But also that leads to, like, more disagreements amongst friends, especially if you haven't learned, right? If you have, I feel like it's easier with, like, communication, but haven't, it's so hard.
Yeah, and I feel like as you get older, you do grow and change, and if you're not growing and changing, then it's like, I'm sorry, but it's like, if you're the same person you were that I met 5 years ago, it's like, something's not right. And like, I feel like you shouldn't, like, everyone should grow, everyone should, like, be a better version of themselves than they were before. And it's like, if you're still the same person, it's like, sometimes it's like you outgrow those people, and that's fine. And it's like, you don't end things on a bad note, but it's just like, I feel like they've served, not to be like they've served their purpose in your life, but they kind of, like, just,
there's nothing more that they can, like,
offer you,
add to your like value of life. And I definitely think that with those type of, because I definitely have, like, some family members, and I love my family, but I do have some where it's like, I kind of look at them and I'm like, why are you acting this way at your big age? Like, you're literally the same as you were a few years ago. And it's like, I don't want someone to look at me like that either. I don't want someone to be like, dang, Genesis is still, like, acting like she's in high school.
Yeah.
Because, like, it makes me feel bad. Like, I feel like I have changed, but, you know, that doesn't mean to stop growing. But it definitely means to, like, keep pushing and keep trying to be, like, that better person. And one thing to really do that, bro, communication.
Literally. Oh my gosh. Yes. And I feel like in friendships, like, yeah, I mean, I think I've had an argument or a disagreement with all my friends, but it's like, I think that's what makes you better friends if you're able to get past that, because sometimes I feel like the disagreement is, like, through text message, because you could be saying one thing, I could be saying another thing, and it just comes off a way where it's not intended. And, like, I'm a person that sends voice memos, and also if I'm, like, annoyed, you could hear it in my voice. So sometimes when I don't agree with people, I'm like, okay, I just need to give it space, let it go through, and then once I'm, like, in a better spot where I feel like I can talk to you respectfully without saying some petty shit, like, let's have this conversation. And there's been times where it's like, when you communicate how you feel, it's, like, understood. And sometimes it's like, no one's in the wrong, because, you know, your feelings are valid. You're allowed to feel how you feel. And maybe it wasn't, like, that person's intention to make you feel that way, but it did, and that's fine. You know, that it's not fine that you felt that way, but it's, you know, like, you need to acknowledge that you felt that way, and, like, but just talk it out and move forward.
And I think the biggest thing with that too, it's like, sometimes you just need to see their point of view, and it's so easy to be caught up in how you're feeling without taking that step back to cool down. But I've had arguments where I've just been like, bro, why are you acting like I'm coming for you? Like, I really was never in that place too, but now it's like, I'm not the villain, and then it's like, I was getting mad too. But it's like, okay, bro, like, let's see what is happening, because this has turned into something that should never have. But I definitely think that something I still need to work on, I feel like, is, like, just looking more at their point of view than just mine.
Same.
And then also, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like basically all the girlies could work on this.
All the girlies.
But just kind of, like, don't lash out. Like, don't always have to be so defensive.
See, I do that too, and I think that's why I've learned, like, okay, when I'm pissed off, I need to step back, calm down, and then let's revisit this.
Especially
and,
when
like,
you're so quick to, like, respond. Like, there's no need to just jump down and, like, kind of go after the person, like, bro, just take a deep breath. Like, it really could just be misconstrued. But it's like, if they really are acting that way.
But I feel like if they really are your friends, when you do communicate to them in a like a better way how you feel, they would be understanding of your feelings.
Yeah,
like
no,
they shouldn't like put you down.
And
for
when
it.
they're like, when it's just being so thrown off with the text, it's like, okay, we need to go ahead and just call, just hash it out, because it's like, I never meant to like do that. It's like, and if you take that way, like, you know, my bad. That's a big thing too. Like, you have to apologize.
Yeah, no, seriously.
It's hard.
It's hard.
Especially when you feel like you're not in the wrong, but it's like, just be the bigger person. But it's like, dude, sometimes conversations just need to happen better over text or like not text, call or FaceTime.
Yeah. And like, I think that's like kind of the other thing is like setting your boundaries, because that's like a really big thing, because I think when you have disagreements through your friends, sometimes they're not really seeing things from your perspective, but also like you should set your boundaries, because let's say like, you know, you have a disagreement with your friends and you realize, okay, like they're not understanding like where I'm coming from this, like you need to just set that boundary going forward.
Yeah. And I definitely think that like the few like maybe not even like disagreements, but I'm thinking of one friend of particular where we've had like little spats, just like, dude, I didn't like this. It's like, okay, I'm sorry kind of thing. Or it's like, why do you think this way? I feel like once you're past that point, it makes it easier to have a conversation the next time.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I hear you, like, I'll do better. And it's like, okay, the first conversation wasn't as bad as I was expecting. Maybe you're like nervous, but it's like, you know, this is a person that I want to have in my life. So I'm going to continue to like be better and try to have like work harder to be like a good friend for them. I feel like it does make, like it's easier to set the boundaries, but it's also just better for the friendship overall once you get past that point.
Yeah. And like boundaries are healthy and they're important.
Yeah, but you know what also is important?
What? Best friend dates.
Yeah, hang out with your best friend.
Literally.
Just like I guess a little bit on the light side of like friendship. You gotta like, you know,
make time for them.
Yeah, you gotta set that little friendship date with them once in a while to just kind of remember like why they're fun.
Exactly. I know like for me, like one of my goals this year is to save money. So like I've been like, okay, let's like figure out things that we could do that doesn't necessarily cost as much or it's free. So I guess like, you know, some of the things like I would do with my friends is like, let's go to the park and do a picnic, or let's go out, or let's get food, pick it up and just meet at a park and let's like eat, hang out, go for a walk and just chat and catch up. Like I know one of my friends, like she was just like, her and her friend met at like Piedmont Park and they were like coloring together. Yeah. So it's like doing things like that, like, and you're still hanging out with them, but it doesn't cost so much money.
And I think too, because it is a little chilly outside still.
Yeah.
But like, you know, just like cooking a meal, but cooking it with them in mind, and then you guys are switching the food, right?
Oh, so
that's
like
so fun.
So I would cook like something you like to eat.
Yeah, and then I would cook something for you, and then we'd eat each other's food.
Okay, that's fun.
Yeah, so hopefully your friend's a good cook though. Just things it's like, you know, even if you're, because it is cold, even if you're like wanting to hang out, it's okay to like hang out at home, put on some Netflix, get some stale popcorn.
Oh my gosh, during quarantine when they had like like the Disney little watch, what is it, Disney?
Oh, the group watch.
Yeah, the group watch. Yeah, like I remember, shout out to Akeem, me and him used to try to do it and it wouldn't sync up, and then we'd just be like, okay, I guess we're just gonna watch it on our own and we'll talk about it after.
That's cute. That's like a book club but for movies.
Yeah, literally.
No, you know what, one thing I actually just remembered, I would always play Among Us during quarantine. Did you ever play that?
No, I never did.
So you're missing out.
Should we play and do an episode in the future?
It's low-key kind of dead, I think, but I'm totally down to play. Okay. I love Among Us, but I used to play with my friend. We would FaceTime each other and we'd have our computers and we would play to like, I'm not even joking, like 4 a.m.
Oh my gosh.
Because we'd be on FaceTime with each other, so it'd be like cheating.
Oh my god.
And we'd get kicked out of the groups, but it was so much fun. But it's free. Like, it's a free game that you can play it on your phone, you can play it on your computer. But just things like that, like literally taking the time out your day to just be in the presence with another person.
Me and one of my friends, we would go on Costco dates together. So like we would need, like, it's like both of us would need to get stuff from Costco. So we'd go do that, and then afterwards we'd like eat lunch or something.
Like literally just like errands.
Yeah.
But like, so the free ones are fun, right? But look, we got $5 in our pockets. You know what we should do with that $5?
Get matcha.
Get some matcha. Our matcha babes. We never left. We still love matcha. But like matcha or like boba. Froyo.
Oh my gosh, Froyo was like my thing to do. Like even me and one of my friends, we went through Taco Bell. I mean, I know Taco Bell's like trash, but like, you know, when you're a vegetarian, that's like one of the only fast food
People
options.
say that.
Yeah, because it's like those spicy potato soft tacos. Those always hit.
Potatoes.
Those are the only. Don't eat their meat. I'm pretty sure it's dog food that they're serving you, but the spicy potato soft tacos hit.
Instead of the dog food at Taco Bell, what about getting a foot-long pup sub and split it in half?
Oh my gosh, see, that's good.
Pup subs are good.
I feel like that only works if you can you do 2 different subs, or is it just 1 sub?
It's like one meat.
Oh,
but you could put different things on them.
Okay.
But you know what? So like one friend that I used to have, we would go to Pub Sub, we would get it, and then my trunk is pretty big, so we'd like get our food and we'd sit in the back of my trunk and we would just like put on some music and then just eat. And we'd close the door and we would just hide in my trunk.
Oh my gosh, see, that's
but
a
it's
vibe.
like an open space, but it was fun because it's like a picnic, but in the car. I don't have to sit on the grass.
No, that's like fun. And like, I know I've never done this, but I know people go on Groupon and look for activities that they could do together. So like
Groupon is such a good deal.
Yeah, like I feel like people do that all the time. And one of the things I want to do is, just because I want to get a massage, I'm like, I need to find a Groupon to get like a couples massage and just take one of my friends.
Groupon, that's a good thing too, because you can do it for like 2 people or just like 1 person, but like you can do groups of 4, 10 or whatever. They always have like different deals, but it's just something of like, okay, hey, we can purchase this now and we have up to this day to use the coupon. So it's like you don't even have to use it in the moment if they're busy, you know, like find something to fit both of y'all's schedule.
And like, I guess if you really like, if you're balling out here,
not me though. One day
when this pod blows up
on the travel pod.
Yep. I mean,
we're doing that. We made it, y'all.
We really have. I guess like you could take them to dinner, like Nobu in Atlanta just opened. I've been trying to go there.
Dang, she said Nobu.
You could take a day trip.
I was thinking like Cheesecake Factory.
Despite how much money I have, Cheesecake Factory will always hit. Like, Cheesecake Factory is so good.
I hate how big their menu is. It honestly frustrates me, but the food is so good. The orange chicken?
Girl, not you getting orange chicken at Cheesecake.
I wouldn't get it at P.F. Chang's, but I'll get it at Cheesecake Factory.
Really?
I hate P.F. Chang's. Don't take your friend there. If you don't like your friend, take them to P.F. Chang's. But if you do, take them to Cheesecake Factory or Nobu.
Oh my gosh, I like Cheesecake Factory, but I feel like now I'm at the point where I'm like, I'm not going there to celebrate something special. Like,
it's just like dinner.
Yeah. So, but
I feel like Cheesecake Factory,
but no disrespect to anybody that goes there.
No, I feel like it's good for celebrations because they can fit a lot of people. It's so big.
Yeah, if you have a huge group of friends, they have so many options. I feel like it makes sense to go there.
It does, but I totally like if I'm like, hey, I want dinner. Cheesecake Factory's right down the road.
Literally.
But yeah, if you got the money, go and take your friend out for a little date.
Oh my gosh. And then the other thing I love doing is I love going to concerts, even if it's like I won't go to every single concert, as long as I know like 1 or 2 songs by the artist. I'm down to just go.
Just for the vibes.
Just for the vibes, just for the fun. But like if it's like I'm not into the music at all,
yeah,
I'm not gonna spend like $100-$200.
I've been to concerts like that, and
yeah,
it's just.
I mean, if it's like $15-$20, like I wouldn't mind. Like I'll just go for the vibes. But if it's like a good,
you know what? I'll say this too. If you don't know any of the songs, but the vibes are decent, if you go with the right person, you can make it fun.
Oh my gosh, yeah, like
especially if it's cheap.
Yeah, like,
but where's on the splurge right now?
So me and my friend Erin, shout out to her. I don't even know if she. I don't think I told her about the pod, but I'll tell her this time. But we went to see this artist called Evangia, and I don't think Erin's ever heard any of her musics, but you would think that girl was a diehard fan at the concert. Like she was vibing out to her.
That's like the.
And
I
love going to concerts with Erin. Like when I went to Lana a few years ago, I went with her, and it's like, to me, it's like I couldn't have gone with a better person than her.
Yeah, and that is so like that kind of goes with the different people in the different lives.
Yeah.
But another date that like I think everyone should do, just like a little short day trip, right? I feel like where we live, you can go to the mountains, you can go to the beach, you can go to a mini Grand Canyon.
Oh my gosh.
You can go thrifting in another like city.
There's
just
low-key a lot to do in Georgia.
Yeah, there's a lot of options, but like just a day trip, you guys can split gas, get some sandwiches, and just hit the road and like come back later that night. It's not super expensive, but it does take a lot of time out of the day. Like you have to have a specific day. But I think once you take that like day trip with your friend, it's just a whole like other thing of like, oh, that was so fun with them. Like we went here. Like it's just a really good big experience with another person, because not everybody like is going on a day trip with their friends.
Yeah. I mean, I guess like other things you could do, like I've realized is like, you know, when it's your friend's birthday or like Christmas or whatever, instead of spending money on gifts and giving them like material things that it's just gonna like sit around and collect dust or whatever, spend money on an activity. I know for like 2 of my friends, their birthdays were in August, and we all went and got like a aura reading. So instead of me getting them a gift, my gift to them was paying for like that aura reading experience. And so it was really cool and fun, because you go and there's a lady, she takes a photograph of you and it scans like your whole body and stuff, and it reads like your aura colors, and she like tells you what they mean. And low-key, like, not to like, you know, get off topic, but that aura reading read me for Phil. It's the way she was just like, oh, you should work on XYZ. And I was like, interesting that a stranger knew this about me. But yeah, definitely look into that. And if you're not into aura readings, there's definitely other activities you could do. Like you could go to the aquarium or like a baseball game or
literally
whatever.
Just the movies too. Like
I'd rather spend it. And I've realized that now that I'm older, is like, I'd rather go do something and build memories on that versus you buying me like a makeup palette.
Yeah. I think things like that too, it's like, because and there are also different things, because it's like you can have that material thing forever and just like look back and think of that person, but you can always like have those like memories or like that picture of you doing that. And whether you choose like material things or activities, it's just literally about spending time and like having that quality time with that quality person. But you can't forget to do that. You can't neglect that.
I know. And like for me, it's like the aura reading, like I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna have this forever, versus like you buying me like makeup from Sephora where I'm gonna use it up and then throw it out. Like, thank you, I got my money. Like I got your money's worth, but it's also like, at least I have this to look back on, and then we have pictures from it. Yeah. And it's like a fun experience.
It is.
But yeah.
I mean, if you guys have any like dates that you have thought of, like friend dates, let us know, because definitely interested in like
DM our Instagram.
For real, I'm interested in doing them with some of my friends. I need to show them that I appreciate them more. But we found a little quote. Asfarah, you want to go ahead and read it?
Yes. So the quote is, be around people who are good for your soul.
And I think that is perfect for this one.
I know. Have your quality friends, quality over quantity, set your boundaries, and create fun memories.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, this was a great episode.
Literally.
All right. Well, I'll see you guys. Thanks for listening in to
The Happiness Hangover.
Bye.